Hi everybody, you've arrived at Todd's World of Cooking, and today I'm going to show you how to make homemade eggnog. I'd really appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and ring that notification bell. Now here are all of the ingredients you're going to need. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to add our 4 large eggs into a mixing bowl, followed by our salt and sugar. Now I'm going to be using a hand mixer to mix these up. You can use a stand mixer using the whisk attachment if you prefer, or you can also use a bowl and a whisk and whisk it by hand. I find the handheld mixer a lot easier. Now you'll notice if you look at recipes for eggnog, most of them call for separating the whites from the yolks or the yolks from the whites, and we're not doing that here. Instead, we're just putting them all in the bowl, whites, yolks, and all. Now you're going to want to mix this for about 4 minutes or until it's doubled in size. You can see here that this mixture has really thickened quite a lot. And that's just exactly what we're looking for. So our next step is we are going to take our half and half and put it in a saucepan. And we're going to heat that at medium heat. You're going to want to keep an eye on this and give it a stir occasionally. This will only take about 3 minutes to warm up, but do keep an eye on it, because I think we all know what happens when you're warming milk or cream. It can go from milk and cream to a boiled over mess really quickly. We are not going to bring this to a boil or even a simmer. We're just going to keep an eye on it, and you'll notice when it thickens, you'll see around the edge where the milk touches the pan that it has thickened quite nicely. Just like that. That's exactly how you want it to look. Now the next step is to temper those eggs. Give them a little bit of a stir first. You'll see that some of the eggs have settled to the bottom, but don't worry about that. That's all going to come together. Just take some of your warm milk and start to pour it into the eggs. Just a little at a time, whisking the entire time that you're doing that. And what that's going to do is keep the eggs from scrambling. Just slowly heating those eggs up until you can pour the rest of your half and half into the eggs without having to worry about them scrambling. Now just start out by drizzling that half and half that's now nice and warm into the eggs, and whisk the entire time that you're doing this. That way the heat will be evenly distributed throughout the eggs, and you won't end up with a clumpy mess. Next, we are going to pour everything back into the pot that we just used to warm the half and half. Now it's got all of those ingredients in it, and we're going to put it back onto a burner, again on medium heat, and use a spatula to just gently stir it. Now we're going to add our vanilla, continuing to stir with that spatula, and we will also add our nutmeg. And when you're adding the nutmeg, please make sure that you take the nutmeg seed out of the nutmeg that you've already ground. Now, nutmeg is not actually a nut. It's the seed from the fruit that is produced by the nutmeg tree. So if anybody has nut allergies, you don't have to worry about having a reaction to nutmeg. It's not actually a nut, it's a seed. Now, since that half and half was already warm, it's only going to take about 2 minutes, couple minutes to get this up to the temperature that we want. We want it to be about 160, 165 degrees. You don't want to go any higher than that. And now I'm going to use a fine mesh strainer, and we're going to pour the mixture through there. You'll notice that on the bottom there is some thickening that has happened. That's totally normal. It's not scorched, it's just thicker. Go ahead and put all of that in there as well, and we'll use our spatula to press all of that through the fine mesh strainer, and that way nothing is going to waste and you're not going to have any clumps in your eggnog. So we're just going to use our spatula, just move it around, press it into the strainer, and you'll see everything is coming out, it's dripping out there. You'll see anything that was too solidified is going to be left behind in the strainer, and the eggnog is going to be nice and smooth. Now the next step is we're going to take some plastic wrap and we are going to put it over the eggnog, and you want to make sure that the plastic wrap comes in contact with the eggnog, and by doing this you will not have a skin form on top. Now, as usual, I'm going to fight with my plastic wrap to try to get another piece off without it curling up on me. But that's normal for me when I'm dealing with plastic wrap. And once you've got your plastic wrap on your eggnog, what you're going to want to do is chill this for about 8 hours or so, just long enough until it's nice and cold, and then it's ready to serve. What I usually do is I take my nutmeg and I just do a little sprinkling over the top as a garnish. It just makes it look nice and pretty. It also gives a lot more nutmeg flavor. And of course, if you're so inclined, you can always add some whiskey to this. So there you have it. Homemade nutmeg, delicious, rich, better than you're going to find in the grocery store, I can tell you that right now. And minus the chill time, it only takes about 10 minutes to put together. So there you have it, homemade eggnog. Think you're going to love this? Thanks for watching, and as always, have an awesome day.